My name's John Correa. They call me College, and I'm opening a bar. In Austin, Texas, there is 2 entertainment districts. We have 6th Street that is very famous and very well known throughout the world. It's one time known as the live music capital of the world. And then you have another entertainment district, which is what we are in, is the Warehouse District, which is a little bit more upscale and older clientele. We're located in the heart of the Warehouse District, which is 4th and Colorado. Right over here is our bar. And as you can tell, you can't even tell that there's a bar there. One of our biggest obstacles that we face is how are we going to, as someone's walking around this corner where all this foot traffic is going to notice this spot over there. We're going to have to remove the Spaghetti Warehouse sign from both sides and put up our own signs that say 6. The rooftop deck is going to draw some attention, but we also have to make the entrance into this bar pop. I've probably opened 5 to 6 bars and restaurants, from construction all the way to the grand opening and then some, a year or 2 of operation, and then I end up getting bored and kind of moving on to the next project. What we're trying to do is take an existing bar that is called the Lounge. This particular lounge has never really been successful, and it sits in the location of what we would consider the 50-yard line of the Warehouse District. So you wonder why a location like that in such a popular area wouldn't work.
We brought a lot of friends in and did just this. Said, well, what's your first reaction? People said, boy, I never even really knew it was there. You walk in, it was an intimate setting. We saw the goods of the place and we saw the bad. And we said to ourselves, well, if they're doing this right now with little to no publicity, where could we take this? At a 9-foot level, we'll have a mezzanine deck that will actually come out 10 feet. On that mezzanine level, there will be seating with lights and chairs. The mezzanine will then have 2 holes punched on either side of the masonry work where the exit sign is. 23 feet off the main floor level is where the rooftop deck will start. Up there we'll have outdoor seating, bathrooms as well as a full bar.
We are now on top of the Spaghetti Warehouse, and this is what everybody is expecting to be such an incredible view. Once again, we're on the 50-yard line of the Warehouse District, and we'll be looking right down on all the activity that happens down here on a nightly basis. The bar itself right now is way too big, so we need to tighten that up. We need to make it more efficient. That's where Chris comes in. He makes the bar much more efficient.
What if we took an inch or 2 out of the mezzanine? I am John Correa's business partner. We have been in the restaurant and bar business together for roughly a dozen years. He is a big picture person where I'm a details nut, but I think the beauty to what we have as business partners is that we're able to work through that. We're able to work with it. We understand what our strengths are. We understand what our weaknesses are. I don't pick on his weaknesses. He doesn't pick on mine.
Let's get something straight first. All my ideas always work. They always work. All he does is just follow my ideas and has to make them work. So that's how this deal is done. Right now, if you look around in this bar, things are a little bit cluttered. There's a lot of tables. There's a lot of big leather couches. They take up a lot of space. Although they may be great for 1 or 2 people, but for 200 people, it's not going to be comfortable. Hey, what's up? Where's Tiffany?
Like, I just tried to call her and she's not answering her phone. The usual.
Is this gonna consistently happen?
No.
No. One of the concerns I have with Kim, Tiffany, or any woman is that their taste can be expensive and their ideas can be a little bit outlandish.
Yeah.
Okay, how much is that going to cost?
$1 million.
Fired. There will be a constant struggle between Kim, Tiffany, myself, and Chris on their taste and our budget.
One idea you had was the full what do you call it?
Drink rail.
Drink rail.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I go into restaurants, I hate having someone you don't know sit right next to you.
Okay.
And so instead, create little seating areas.
I gotcha. Obviously, this is Tiffany. This is Prom. Her partner is obviously one side of the business, the other one is the other. Do we want to go back 20 minutes?
No.
Okay.
Okay. So, first of all, we think drink rails are useless and not very cool. So.
Being all nice earlier, and then someone's plate comes in a little crabby. Now they're useless.
Okay.
We'll find out if they're useless. Okay, go ahead.
So there are two ideas. One is that you could have some tall booths here that would also be linear. Booths. One.
Talk about this.
You know how much space booths will take up?
On the other side, you will get your drink rail. On the other side, you'll get your drink rail. Okay?
Okay.
Your drink rail. You could do a booth with a high back, and then the back side of it would have a drink rail. Or you could have a very long bench that people could sit on both sides, and you would have tables here, tables there, chairs on the other side, chairs on the other side.
Okay.
So you would get double seating, just like you originally had. People just don't have to stand. That's the other thing. You always said girls. If a girl's happy, wants to go to the bar. And then we don't want to stand all night, and we want to be comfortable.
If you go with a low bench, though, then her face is in someone's butt. And the other thing is what I'm afraid
like
is
that.
that someone's going to be standing.
People like their faces. He had 3 drink rails, not one.
Yeah, he had 3. We mixed 2, and then we're trying to get a third.
They're smoking crack. It won't. They don't understand the bar business, and they understand design. But what's this two-way mirror, Chris?
There's a two-way mirror. You can have a mirror over your plasma TV, and then when the TV's on, you can see it. When it's not, it's just a mirror.
How much does that thing cost?
Not very much.
$4 million.
Where have you seen this?
Haven't you ever been arrested and they're looking at you?
The two-way glass thing is like some James Bond theory I think they have. I will be blown away if it works. I've never heard of it. I've never seen it.
Any idea we have, he says, how much does it cost? And then he always calls us stork.
How much is that going to cost?
$2 million.
He's fired.
You're
He's fired.
Don't feel loved in John's world.
The biggest challenge in any bar and constructing of any bar is going to be the budget. When you start the process of building a bar, obviously you have to go out and raise money unless you're fortunate enough to have all this money. And so you raise a certain amount of money to build this project.
22 till 10 at Mix 94.7. Hi, Kara.
Hello.
That's wrong, isn't it? He came to us and said, hey, I want to open this bar, and I'd love for you guys to be involved with it. And we were like, okay. And he gave us a little sheet. Did you read that sheet? No, the business numbers and stuff. And we said, okay, and we just gave him a check. Why? I don't know.
Unless you have over $500,000, you're going to have to get people to give it to you. And this is how you do it.
I don't know what he does. The guy just kind of like wanders in and out of people's lives, and he's a real, how you doing type of guy, and back slapper.
No, it's all good. You're like the man. You're the guy.
And knows every human on earth.
Yeah.
I don't get it. This guy shows up on the news and magazines. You're watching the Tour de France, and there he is on the podium. He's everywhere.
Okay.
I said to John, I go, who's our audience here? Who's our crowd? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, oh my God, we're screwed.
There are people that are meant to be in the bar and restaurant business, and there are people that are not meant to be in the bar and restaurant business. You are one that are not meant to be. You should be glad that you're not meant to be in the bar and restaurant business.
Business plan, limited partnership, subscription agreement. Unless you have over $500,000, you're going to have to get people to give it to you.
In a day, we need to be a great bar. That's what we are, is a great bar. If someone says, where are you going tonight? And you tell your friend 6, and they say, well, why do you go there? I don't know. I just like it. That's ultimately the goal that we will be trying to achieve.